Have you ever felt that the world is utterly meaningless, that every routine, every expectation, every goal you chase is somehow hollow? You wake up, go through your day, follow the same patterns, and yet a lingering question gnaws at your mind. Why am I even doing this? What if I told you that feeling this emptiness is not a failure, but a doorway? A doorway to discovering a deeper, truer sense of meaning that isn't handed to you by society, tradition, or anyone else, but created by you. Existential philosophers have wrestled with this question for centuries, and their insights can illuminate a path through the void that so many of us feel today. We live in a world flooded with distractions, noise, and prepackaged narratives of success. Social media tells you what your life should look like. Advertising tells you what will make you happy. And yet, even when you achieve those things, satisfaction is fleeting. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the horrors of concentration camps, observed that even in the most meaningless and extreme circumstances, humans can find purpose. He called this the will to meaning, and it's a force far stronger than any fleeting pleasure, any superficial accomplishment, or any external validation. But here's the paradox. Meaning is not discovered like a hidden treasure buried somewhere outside yourself. Meaning is not something you stumble upon in a book, a person, or a career. It is something you actively create, moment by moment, choice by choice, action by action. This is both terrifying and liberating, because it means that no one can give you a ready-made purpose, but also that you are entirely free to sculpt your life in a way that feels significant. The first step in finding meaning in a seemingly meaningless world is confronting the emptiness itself. Many people spend their lives avoiding the sensation of absurdity, filling it with distractions, routines, or even addictions. But philosophers like Albert Camus argued that we must first stare into the void. He called it the absurd, the tension between our deep longing for purpose and the silent, indifferent universe. To feel it fully, to acknowledge that life does not come preloaded with meaning, is the moment where genuine freedom begins. Freedom is frightening because it requires responsibility, but it is also where creativity, authenticity, and depth are born. Once we accept the absurd, the next step is to shift our perspective from searching for universal, imposed meaning to crafting personal meaning. Ask yourself, what matters to me deeply? What values, experiences, or pursuits make me feel alive, even if only for a moment? This is not a trivial exercise. These are the questions that philosophers and psychologists alike argue define human flourishing. Even small acts, helping someone in need, creating art, pursuing knowledge, cultivating relationships, can become vessels of meaning when aligned with what you genuinely care about. Meaning is amplified by responsibility. Existentialists remind us that we are the authors of our own lives. You cannot blame the world for emptiness. You cannot wait for a cosmic signal to assign you purpose. Each choice, even mundane ones, shapes the narrative of your existence. Responsibility is heavy, but it is also empowering. Every decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, every action a declaration. This is what matters to me. Another way to find meaning is through suffering. It sounds counterintuitive, but pain and adversity are not obstacles to significance. They can be catalysts. Frankl observed that even in the darkest moments, choosing how to respond, choosing to find a sliver of purpose, can transform despair into resilience. When life confronts you with loss, rejection, or failure, these are opportunities to examine your values, to decide what matters more than comfort or convenience. Meaning grows in the soil of struggle, not in the shade of ease. Connection is another pillar of purpose. Humans are social creatures, wired to seek relationships, to share experiences, and to influence each other's lives. The meaning you create is magnified when it resonates with others. Acts of empathy, teaching, mentorship, or even simply listening attentively to someone in need become ripples that extend beyond your own life. By giving, by caring, by investing yourself in others, you anchor your existence in something larger than yourself. Yet, in pursuing meaning, beware of the trap of comparison. In a world of constant social media exposure, it's easy to measure your significance against the lives of others. But existential meaning is not competitive. It is deeply personal. It is shaped by your unique experiences, your perspectives, and your choices. Your purpose is not better or worse than anyone else's. It is yours to cultivate. Routine and discipline can also ground meaning. This may seem counterintuitive for a discussion about existential freedom, but freedom without structure can become overwhelming. The act of showing up, consistently pursuing your values and goals, builds a life that has rhythm, coherence, and a sense of direction. Rituals, habits, and daily practices are not empty. They are scaffolding for your personal significance. Creativity is a bridge to meaning. When you create, whether through writing, music, painting, problem solving, or even designing your life intentionally, you are asserting your existence. You are leaving a mark, shaping the world in a way that reflects your essence. Camus suggested that creating in the face of the absurd is an act of rebellion, a declaration that even if the universe is indifferent, your life can still radiate significance. Mindfulness is another powerful tool. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, you can observe the fleeting nature of experiences, yet see the value within them. Every encounter, every sensation, every thought can be a source of insight. Instead of waiting for a grand cosmic purpose, you notice the small moments where life feels vivid, real, and meaningful. Awareness itself becomes a pathway to purpose. Philosophical reflection and journaling can amplify this awareness. Writing down your thoughts, examining your actions, questioning your motives, and exploring your feelings helps you clarify what is truly significant. The act of reflection transforms abstract ideas about meaning into concrete insights that can guide your daily choices. Adventure, novelty, and exploration also enrich meaning. Routine is important, but the soul craves engagement and challenge. Seeking new experiences, learning new skills, traveling beyond your comfort zone, or even exploring the unknown within yourself adds layers of depth to your life. Every new horizon is a chance to affirm your existence and find purpose in discovery. In essence, meaning is never handed to you, it is cultivated. It is discovered in confrontation with the absurd, in the creation of values, in the embrace of suffering, in relationships, in disciplined practice, in creativity and reflection. The world may not provide inherent meaning, but that emptiness is not a curse, it is an invitation. So how do you actively create meaning in your daily life? The first step is intentionality. Begin to choose actions that align with your values, not just habits imposed by society or expectations from others. Ask yourself every morning, what is worth my energy today? What will make me feel alive, even in small ways? When you start making conscious choices rather than drifting passively, life begins to feel purposeful. Next, embrace reflection as a daily practice. Spend time each evening contemplating your day. What moments felt authentic? What choices felt true to yourself? What could you improve tomorrow? Reflection transforms experiences into lessons, turning mundane routines into meaningful growth. Journaling, even for a few minutes, can amplify this process, giving structure to insights that might otherwise drift away. Courage is essential in this journey. To live meaningfully, you must face uncertainty, fear, and discomfort head-on. The world does not hand out guarantees, and the path of creating your purpose is filled with unknowns. Yet, it is precisely through embracing risk, taking responsibility, and confronting challenges that you carve a life of significance. Without courage, you may default to safety, comfort, and distraction. But these are illusions of meaning, fragile and fleeting. Another crucial step is connection with others. Purpose grows when it is shared. Seek relationships that nourish your soul and challenge you to grow. Engage in acts of service, mentorship, or support. Listen deeply, empathize, and contribute. Every human interaction is an opportunity to extend meaning beyond yourself. When you invest in others, your life resonates outward, leaving ripples of significance that outlast your perception. Meaning also emerges from creativity. Create without fear of judgment or outcome. Write, paint, build, solve, innovate. Each act of creation is a declaration of existence, a way of imprinting your values and perspectives into the world. Camus argued that the act of creation itself is a rebellion against the absurd, a statement that your life, though finite and fragile, matters. Mindfulness and presence are equally vital. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, you notice subtleties that are often overlooked. A conversation, a breeze, a fleeting emotion. Each moment holds potential significance if observed fully. Rather than chasing grandiose purpose, start by finding meaning in the vividness of now. Awareness transforms the ordinary into extraordinary, revealing layers of value hidden in everyday experience. Adversity, paradoxically, is one of the strongest teachers of meaning. Challenges, suffering, and failure force introspection and choice. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values?" By seeing suffering as a canvas for growth, you reclaim agency over your life and transform pain into purpose. Philosophy and literature can guide this exploration. Existential thinkers like Nietzsche, Camus, Sartre, and Frankl provide frameworks for understanding the tension between the absurd and personal meaning. Nietzsche's call to become who you are reminds us that meaning is self-authored, while Frankl's experiences in concentration camps demonstrate that even in unimaginable suffering, humans can find purpose. These insights are not abstract. They are blueprints for living a life of intentional significance. Rituals and routines can anchor meaning. While creativity and adventure are important, stability provides a foundation. Establish morning or evening rituals, moments of reflection, or consistent practices that align with your values. These routines cultivate discipline, build resilience, and reinforce the life you are intentionally crafting. It's also vital to embrace impermanence. Everything in life, success, relationships, experiences, even life itself, is temporary. By acknowledging mortality and change, you gain clarity on what truly matters. The awareness that life is finite sharpens focus, intensifies experience, and motivates you to live deliberately rather than reactively. Gratitude magnifies meaning. Reflecting on what you have, who you are, and what you can contribute shifts perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude turns fleeting moments into enduring significance, reinforcing the awareness that even in an indifferent universe, there are countless opportunities to find purpose. Now, imagine your life transformed by these practices. You wake up each day with intention, aware of the freedom and responsibility you possess. You approach challenges with courage, embrace suffering as a teacher, and seek connection and creation. You notice the subtle beauty of existence. You reflect, you act, you contribute. Your life is no longer defined by external expectations or arbitrary milestones. It is authored by you, infused with meaning at every turn. The absurd has not disappeared, but it no longer terrifies you. It has become a canvas for your creation, a reminder that meaning is not found, it is made. You are no longer a passive observer of life, but an active participant, sculpting significance with every thought, choice, and action. So I want to ask you, what small steps can you take today to create meaning in your own life? Share in the comments what brings you purpose, what inspires you to act, or even what challenges you are confronting in your search for significance. Your reflection might inspire someone else to take their first step toward a more meaningful existence. Remember, a meaningful life is not about escaping the world or waiting for purpose to arrive magically. It is about living fully, courageously, and intentionally. Each day offers countless opportunities to choose authenticity over conformity, depth over distraction, and creation over passivity. If this video helped you see life in a new light, hit like, share it with someone searching for meaning, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on philosophy, psychology, and personal growth. Your life is yours to shape, embrace it, and step into a world where even in a seemingly meaningless universe, you can craft profound significance, clarity, and joy.